the option.
Cool,
Okay,
perfect. Yeah.
cool.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
Okay.
People are still coming, so we can wait for 5 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
How's everyone feeling after the match result?
We'll get to know today where we matched, I guess.
Oh, is it today?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, today is the day where we get to know where we matched and which
Yeah, yeah.
specialty. Yeah.
But still, you guys got mashed, no? How are you feeling? I mean,
Oh,
still you got that congratulations email,
oh
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's actually kind of, you work for it and you get the result. So it kind of feels good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very relieved.
Is there anyone who only got one interview and matched and
Oh,
already know where they're going?
that way he or she must know about where he got mashed. No one.
Like I know my close friend got two interviews in match.
Oh, one of my like friends, junior, he got one interview and matched. He's basically coming to my program.
Ah, cool. Which programmer, like, if it's okay sharing?
Yeah, I'm at MedStar Baltimore.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Even one of my seniors' wife got one interview and she got mashed. I mean, like, okay,
Hmm.
she's
Yeah.
definitely coming to our program.
I know a friend of mine had 10 interviews and didn't match.
Did not match?
What?
Yeah, he didn't for some reason.
That's a little bit of a tragedy. I mean, it's not very
I think
pleasant.
people who are the happiest are who got one interview and matched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I think we can still wait. It's 9:01.
Are you on night today? Tonight or you're on night tomorrow, I guess. Deepak.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm covering for someone. I'm
Oh,
not active, by the way, yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah. Think we can start. We got like,
I think you go first because I think H1B, like J1 is going to take much of the time.
yeah, J1 is a long process. H1, yeah, I think it's a straight.
H1B is basically like I can summarize it in 2 lines. Yeah.
Cool, cool. I'll go with J1 first. I have like slides that I made from one of the document. So yeah, people are still joining. Okay. Can you guys see this slide?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this is the whole information that I will be sharing is from one of the PDF that was shared last year, and I followed that, and it was very helpful to me. And it was made by Parth Kumar Satarshia. So I think he is a resident at LSU. Let me admit the other one. Wait, people are still coming. All right. So let's start with the J1 process. So first, as tomorrow, I think today, you will get this email like stating the program name where you got matched with all the everything. So within a week or so, your program coordinator will contact you, they'll share, they will welcome you. And within like 1 or 2 weeks, you will receive an ECFMG email that they have created your J1 visa sponsorship appointment profile. So on EVNet. So that way, they have started the process. So little bit about J1. So J1 visa is sponsored by ECFMG and H1B is sponsored by the program itself. That's why you see like most of the programs are J1 sponsoring and less of them are H1B. because programs don't want to take that hassle of sponsoring the visa, and they have to like pay around 12 to $20,000 per applicant. So mostly they are on J1 visa, but if you're an H1B visa, it has some different perks, but we'll talk about it, and Deepinder will also be talking about that. But J1 is sponsored by ECFMG, so you'll get this email from the ECFMG within like 1 to 2 weeks. And so when you get this email, you will log into OSIS on ECFMG. I think all of you are familiar with it now. It's been so three years in the USMLE journey, so you must be familiar with the OSIS. But you will see another tablet there in the, which will oh my God, just wait, with this J1 visa sponsorship tab. So you have to open this tab, and there you have to fill all your information, your name and the address and stuff like that. And at the end, you have to pay an application fee of $370. That's an easy process. But what happens afterwards is you will direct it to this page. So this is all happening in the ECFMG website, and there will be a section called submission. So this under this section, you have to submit all of your documents. So program coordinator will email you, will ask you about your CV, which I will be sharing on the group. So ECFMG has a specific CV template that you need to follow. It's not like a everyday CV. You see, you mention all the points that what you did in this rotation. No, you don't need to mention anything about that. You'll just have to write from this date to this date. You were doing rotation in this. That's it. From this date to this date, you did the rotation in this department at this hospital. That's it. You don't have to explain everything. It's a very small CV, and I will be sharing templates, ECFMG CV template with you on the group as well. Second document would be your offer letter. Your program coordinator will send you offer letter. You have to review that. You have to read that, and you have to sign that. Try to sign it by hand. Don't digitally sign it, because ECFMG does not recognize that. They don't accept that document. So that is the first step that will cause a J1 visa processing delay by around 1 week to 10 days. So don't do that. Always download that PDF and hand sign it, and then scan it, and then get it uh, back to the program coordinator. Let me see if there are 5 people waiting to be admitted. Wait, let me. Okay. For all the people who just came, I think 5 of them just came. So nothing. I just starting with the J1 visa process. You will receive this email today on which program you got match, and within 1 week you will get the ECFMG email stating that they have created a profile on ECFMG. You have to go under the OSIS section. You will find this tab J1 visa sponsorship, and under this you will have to pay a fee of $370 after putting every information they will ask you. And in this tablet, there's a submission tablet. You have to submit all your documents. So I was asked telling you about the documents. The first is the CV, ECFMG CV. I will be sharing a ECFMG CV template with you on the group. Second is the offer letter. Your program will send you your offer letter, and you have to hand sign it. Don't digitally sign it, because ECFMG don't accept that document. So that's one way you can avoid the delay. What are the other documents? The other most important document is your this statement of need. This don't see other document. This is the documents for the change of category. Don't look at these documents. Okay. So one document is a statement of need. So I told you 3 documents: offer letter, CV, and statement of need. And statement of need is one of the document that will take around 4 weeks even. So what is statement of need? So statement of need is a document issued by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So it is a document representing a clause that you have signed with the government of India, that after finishing your residency, you are obliged to come back and stay in the home country for 2 years. So how do we apply that? This is how the statement of need, in short form, we call it SON. This is what's written, like Dr. This has filed a written insurance with the government of India that he or she will return to India upon a completion of training in the United States, your name of institution and everything and all that stuff. So to file that uh, to file for this SON, you need a bunch of documents, and this takes a lot of your time. Like 80% of the time and 80% of the delay is because of this SON document. So listen carefully, how to apply this document, okay? So these are the four documents that you need to. First is Annexure A. So all these Annexure documents, you can download it from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare website. So the first form is applicant information, which is Annexure A. Just basic information, your name, your address, your whatever institution you got matched to, and what will be there, you have to just write it. Second is a writing of bond. What does this mean is if uh, okay, so they want you to sign document that if you don't come back, they have a bond that you have to pay some certain amount to the government of India. I don't know what amount they have it right now. They change it every year. So second is Annexure I. Third documents is Annexure C and D. These are the sureties. So sureties can be your family member. I mean, one should be your relative, like immediate family member, and one should be your uncle or aunt or distant family member, whoever it is. The catch is one should be from your family, and there are sureties form in extra C and D which you need to fill, and there are other documents as well. So these are the all documents that you need to have to send it to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare by post. So an extra A, an extra I, C, and D. Offer letter and contract, you have to print it, hand sign it, and then send it. Passport, all pages, excluding black. All pages means even if you have a visa of some other country, you have to have this. You have to have this scanned and send it. A separate letter from the program mentioning that your length of course is 3 years. So usually your length of course is written on your contract as well, but sometimes it did not. So you have to ask for the program stating a document that will say that your program is of 3 years, because usually for J1 visa is issued for 1 year. So every year the contract is renewed, and sometimes they don't write a length of course is 3 years and whatever on the contract. So you have to email the program coordinator and let them know that you need this document for your SON, and that's how they will send it to you, a single document. You have to attach it, because if you don't do this, they will issue SON document just for 1 year, and again next year you have to come back to India and do whole of this drill again. You don't want that. I think some people are raising hands. You have any questions till now?
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for conducting this session. Thank you, Dr. Deepak. I wanted to ask you something. So I don't know if you maybe you know this. I don't know. So I can get statement of need from Canada. I have a Canadian PR. Will that work or will that go against me in the visa application?
So I really don't know, but what I know is that if someone has a Canadian PR, but your passport is Indian, right?
Yeah, passport is Indian, but they are issuing statement of need for Canadian PRs too. So I see on the website.
So what I know is for the Canadian, I don't know about the Canadian PR. For Canadian citizen, the process is a lot simpler, and it takes around like 7 days for SON to be issued.
Yep.
So
And they said so for citizens and PR, both of them, they have an option. You can submit a form online and get a statement of need.
yeah.
So just in case, like if you know someone who has been through the process or doesn't have to face difficulty because the passport is Indian.
Yeah, so I know someone.
Gurpreet Kaur
Citizen.
says, someone
Uh-huh.
says, oh, she says you can take his S1 from Canada. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Deepak and Dr. Deepinder, for having us here. I actually I'm from India, but I'm currently residing in Canada just on a visitor visa. But I was researching. You can take your statement of need from Canada.
Oh
Okay.
wow, that's good
Yeah.
news. Then we don't have to go through this process. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's very quick in Canada. I mean, I know someone who was a Canadian citizen and got SON improved, and I mean whole of the process approved in like 7 days. So yeah.
I just wanted to add a couple of things. I'm not really sure if you can take the SON from Canada because it has to do something with the country of birth. If you have a PR, it is country of birth. If you're a citizen, then it becomes a different issue.
Yeah.
Because the 2 year rule, if you read about it, it's about living in the country of birth. And the
Yeah.
2 year rule is living in the country of birth. It has to be, the S1 has to be from the country where you are born in, unless and until you are a citizen.
Yeah.
Also, regarding the bond,
Mhm.
in the past 10 years, the bond hasn't been executed. So even though you guys are like, signing a bond of 10 lakh rupees, nobody will actually ask you for 10 lakh rupees at the end. So the previous batch just passed out, did not pay any money when they got a waiver job.
Yeah, so that is no one will ask you about the money if you do the waiver, but if you don't, you have to give the money. So that's a one way, and that's another like way to not give the money is to do the waiver. So we'll discuss in the end. Yeah, so definitely you don't have to give money, you don't have to pay the bond if you're not going back, but you're doing the waiver here. So that's one thing. Yeah, nobody gives the money actually, but instead you have to do the waiver in the underserved. You have to serve the community in the underserved area. Yeah, we'll discuss about that as well.
So the bond is between the person who's signing it and the government of India.
And the
The
government.
money goes to the Indian government.
Yep, yep,
So if
yep.
somebody is doing a waiver job, they have to give money to India per the bond.
No, I think that's not true because the whole point of waiver job is like to waive off the bond.
Yep.
So it's like the whole idea of J1 visa is that two governments came to like an agreement that we like US government is saying to Indian government that we'll take your kids, we'll train them, and Indian government is like putting a condition that they'll have to come back and serve us because we want them to be we want to use their training in India. So that is basically the whole bond situation. But the other kind of negotiation which I would American government would have done at some point is like if they are doing waiver job in underserved area in our country, then they are like waived off this bond. So it's like the whole point of waiver job is to like be free of that bond.
Yep.
It's like unless you switch visa without doing the waiver job, you're not supposed to pay the bond. That is my understanding of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why.
I think that's what someone said. It's J1 waiver, so I think the bond is waived off. I know someone who just completed her pediatrics residency in New York, and she is going for a fellowship, and she went on a J1 visa, and now she's that's what she was telling me. That's what I was under the impression that you have to pay money, but she didn't pay any money
You
because
have to pay money only if you break the bond, and
yeah,
waiver
if
is
you break the
not
bond, yeah,
breaking the bond. Waiver is like waiving
Guys,
the bond.
yeah,
guys,
waiving the bond. That's right.
if I chip in, I would say just continue the talk, finish the talk that you
Yeah.
guys have prepared, and then take questions. This way, you don't get off topic and everybody kind of gets it because this is being recorded, and you guys are going to share with a lot of people. And a lot of people are kind of like really waiting to hear a lot of the things you have to say. So I would say finish everything. People should write the question, and people, if somebody has input, can chip in, or else you'll lose track, and this meeting will like never end. So my little advice to you guys is, go through the PowerPoint you made, go through all the points, and then take questions. Again, my thing, do whatever you guys want to do.
Sure, definitely. I think we can take the questions at the end and complete this PowerPoint first. All right, guys. If it's good for everyone. All right, cool. So these are the documents that you need to collect and send it to this address. So I'm not sure if they changed the address this year, but last year it was this address. So you need to like confirm this address, and you need to send it via India Post. You don't have to use any other mailing services. Use the India Post registered one. And they said Blue Dot and India Speed Post, but prefer India Speed Post. So, yep. So when you are, so if you see one of the document is writing of bonds and information of the sureties. So for the sureties, you have to attach the last 3 years of ITRs. Some did, some did not, but I would recommend you to attach these documents because you don't want to delay in your application, right? So I know someone whose application got approved without it, but I know someone whose application did not get improved because they was asking about the ITR and the whole process got delayed for like 3 weeks. So yeah, and you do not need to pay any amount of money to anyone to get your SON. All right. And once the SON is prepared, it will be emailed directly to the ECFMG. So it will be you will see here, you will get an email as well, and you will see the in the document section, in the submission section on the J1 OC section of ECFMG, that it is actually uploaded in here and it's in review by the ECFMG. So all of these documents like contract, ECFMG CV, and your SON will get reviewed by the ECFMG, and you have to keep checking every day, like are they raising any concern for any document? Do they want it any is there any mistake or anything that you need to rectify on? So just keep checking. And a physical copy of SON will also be mailed to your home address. I mean, if it's already get uploaded, you don't need a physical copy, but yeah. So disregard this. So after all this document you will submit on the submission letter, you will know in like 2 to 3 weeks that ECFMG has approved all your documents. You will get an email and they will say that your DS2019, which is your sponsorship letter basically. That sponsorship letter, you have to go to the visa officer and that he or she will sign it, the visa officer, and that's how the visa is approved. So this DS2019 is a God form basically for you. And you're doing everything for this form. Okay. So once your DS2019 is issued, ECFMG is obliged to pay for the mailing of this DS2019 form to your program. ECFMG will not mail this document directly to you. First, the document will go to your program, like whatever, like if someone mails to a program, they will mail it to a program, and that program will have to send it to you. So there are delays now. So the first delay happens, the ECFMG use a very basic mailing services that they will mail the document from the ECFMG to program, and it will take around 5-6 days. So, but what you have to do is you have to generate an air bill. You have to go to the FedEx site, FedEx website. You have to generate an air bill. It will cost around $30-40. And you have to see you have to tick an option which says a 1 day delivery. So book that, generate a label, and upload it to this section. Upload it to the submission section here before you're doing anything. I mean, you have applied for SON. SOS in taking the process. You know, it's in the process. It will take around 1 or 2 weeks or whatever. But you have to submit the air bill here. And whenever the DS2019 is issued, so ECFMG would know that you have already uploaded an air bill. They will use that air bill, and your document will get delivered to your program in a day. So you can save that time. Okay. And once received by the program, your program coordinator will message you, and they'll ask you if you want a faster delivery process or whatever. It depends on your program. Your program pays for that. So after that, you don't have to worry about it. And you will get your DS2019 in like 1 week or so, most likely earlier, basically. So once you have your DS2019, you have to start your J1 visa interview process. So now you have done everything. So now you see where the delay can happen in the proper submission. Whenever the program coordinators email you, send the document ASAP. Don't do any grammatical mistakes in your ECFMG CV. Don't do any mistakes in your documents that you need to apply for SSN, and generate an air bill. These 4 things can save much of your time. After that, you have to apply for J1 visa interview. And it's the same drill as you apply for B1, B2, and every other visa. You have to fill the DS160 form. And also from the ECFMG, you will get this service ID. You will get the email that you have to pay the service ID fee. So this fee is basically whenever the someone is coming on as a student or as an alien physician as we do, or as a worker, they have to pay this service ID fee. So every day after you pay it's around $270. They will email you, they will have a link on it. You will click on that link, you will pay this, and you will get a service form, which will look like this. It will have a case number, applicant name, and everything, payment method. And you also have to upload this document to this section on the ECFMG OC section. All right. Once you have paid your service ID fee, fill out the DS-160 form. That's a basic form that you have, I think you almost have filled it for B1, B2, and if you're on some other visa as well, and book a visa appointment, biometric and all that day. So as per the current situation in India, we usually get the interview dates very far, like it's like a 6 months delay at least right now. So usually we have to apply for an emergency appointment. So for the emergency appointment, it's usually here. You have to request them, you have to mail them, you have to write the email to the visa officer stating that you are starting your program on this date and you need to be there prior, like 3 weeks prior to the program, and you have to attach your passport copy and your contract with it. When you do that, they will process your request in like 1 day or so. And when your uh, request has been approved, you can book your interview date. All right. So documents you need to carry on your biometric day. It's a basic document: passport, visa appointment, and DS-160 application form. But on the day of interview, and these are the bunch of documents that you need to carry with you. I mean, usually the interview process for the J1 applicants is like very quick. They don't do much of a questioning and everything. They usually ask like which program you got matched to and what program it is and everything. But sometimes it can be tricky, like 1 in 100. So definitely have these documents ready with you. And sometimes yeah, this is very important. Service fee receipt. This is important document that you need to carry with you. Otherwise, yeah, these are the bunch of documents, and that's how the process of J1 is. Like there are certain hurdles to it that you need to avoid delays. I already told you about the air bill, about any submission errors or delay in your document submission to your program coordinator or to the ECFMG. Don't do that. Whenever you get the email, just do it right away. And that's how you have to apply for the J1 visa. And I think Deepinder, you can start on with your H1B.
Yeah. So can you help me with how to share my screen?
Let me see.
I found it. I think so. Oh, I
Alright.
think you'll have to approve the request. Yeah. So by the way, H1 application process is much simpler.
One thing, guys. Sorry to interrupt you,
Yeah.
Deepinder. I think the
Yeah.
meeting will end in like 9 minutes. So if it get ended, I will share another link with you guys. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
So, uh, okay, let me see if I can share. Yeah. Okay, so I think the H1B process is much simpler. Um like you don't have to go through the whole process of getting a statement of need and everything. It's an employment-based visa, which means that your employer will file a petition with the US government on your behalf. So most of the process is taken care by a private immigration lawyer or a lawyer firm or whatever, which your employer, that is your hospital, will hire to like process all the visas. So they're usually very efficient. So I think I'll divide the whole process in two halves. So the first half is basically the steps that are taken care by your employer or the visa immigration whatever lawyer they're using. So so they will so usually what happens is after you get your match result tomorrow, the program coordinator will reach out to you. They'll send you a link uh, that will like where you'll have to upload all your documentation, fill up some forms. So they will use those documents and forms to fill these petitions on your behalf. Like I'm telling from my personal experience, I don't know if it is like uniform because every program hires a different agency to get it done. So everyone has their own ways. But I'm telling you what it was like for me. So you will fill out all the forms. They will file a petition on your behalf. And once the petition gets approved, you will get what is called I-797. So after you get I-797, then is the next step of getting a visa appointment at the US consulate in India and finding an appointment and getting your visa stamped. So the only tips I would give you is once you get contacted by the program coordinator, first of all, make sure you have um, an email address where your program coordinator or your program or the visa agent or the immigration agent can contact you so that everything is taken care within the due time. And also, I would say don't delay from your side. Um Once you receive the email, fill the form the very first day. You can save much time here. Once you are submitted from your side, they will take their time to process everything, file the petition. I think the other thing is there is something called premium processing. So all the H-1B petitions, they undergo regular processing, but the processing time is usually like months, maybe 4 months, 6 months. It depends. It's unpredictable. But if you like, I think most of the people they get something called premium processing. You have to pay a certain amount. I'm not sure about the exact amount. Last year, I remember, I think it was about $2,200. So once you do it, your whole petition will be processed in like within 2 weeks or so. So once you get the approval, you will get your I-797, which will have specific some number. I don't remember what is it
IO,
called.
IO number.
Yeah, IO number. So you will use that number to book an appointment on the US consulate website. So
Yeah.
the next big hurdle, I guess, as per the timeline is concerned, is getting or finding an appointment. So I got lucky. I didn't have to get an emergency appointment. I was able to book a regular appointment within like 5 days or so from when I booked. So I used a tool. There's an online website called checkusvisaslots.com. It's a paid service. I'm not sponsoring them, by the way. So I paid like 2,000, 2,300, something like that. You can use it for a whole month. So you can check. So because when you go to the website, the website has limited the number of times you can like log in every day and check the available slots. So I think it is like 10 or 12 times. So once you cross that limit, you cannot check availability of slots after that. Even if slots open somehow, you'll not be able to book them once you're out of your slot limit. So you can use this website. They have like a database from people all around who are using this service. So they will use their data to see if there is any slot opening. You can just like I can share the link. There is a YouTube website. You can go to this website. You'll find a YouTube link how to use this application. I think it was helpful for me, but people like even book it without this. So it is not like an absolute necessity. It's like something to know of. Other thing is maybe I am not aware if people actually book emergency appointments, but I think if there is
I
an
did, I did.
yeah, okay. So you can also like book emergency appointments and get it done. So usually I don't think it is a problem to find an appointment. It is scary till you find one, but eventually everyone finds an appointment. And after I think the visa interview process and getting the visa stamped is very, very easy. Nobody like there are very few simple questions. They'll ask you where you are going, who's your employer, and what are you going to do there, how long are you going to stay there, and they'll probably like you'll be in and out of the consulate within 5 minutes. So that's about it. So I will say to summarize, have a working email. Number two, from your end, make everything like quick. Submit all the applications and stay in loop with your program coordinator and your immigration.
Co-interns.
Yeah, co-interns. Yeah, exactly. Co-interns. You're coming up co-interns because they'll be in the same process. So
Yeah.
it's very helpful that way. And like do everything from your end like early on. You can save some time. That'll give you like a little more, maybe a week more at the end to find an appointment, and it'll just take the stress off. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I can agree to Deepinder that it's the only most overwhelming part is to get a visa slot. And there are a couple of things like Deepak already mentioned CV, right? So, guys, make sure when you're sending your CV to your attorney or program coordinator, you don't have any gap into it. Like, if let's say you guys have did nothing for 2 months, right? You can add some volunteer work, but make sure you don't keep it empty. And other than that, so there is a time difference, guys. If you are, especially for the H1B guys, if you are applying for H1B, wake up early in the morning because, as you know, we are from the India and the time goes behind. So get early up in the morning and make sure you are checking your emails. And don't slack off. Try to reach out to your attorney maybe every couple of the days. Hey, where is my visa process is going on? Because irrespective of J1 visa, for H1B you have to bother your attorney because no, your program coordinator has nothing much to do with that. And yeah, the fees was around 2,500 USD. It was like 275 lakhs. 2.75 lakh I paid, I remember. And other than that, I applied for emergency visa appointment. I will share the format in the group, that how you have to write it and have to send to the consulate. And there are like 5 documents which the Pinder most have already mentioned. Your labor condition application, your I-797B. So you also have to request a consulate letter from your program in which they will mentioning that Dr. Singh is being chosen as a upcoming intern or the resident in the program, where they will mention that it is very necessity you to start the program at the time. Because as you know, we are applying for the emergency visa, and most of the visa slots we get or maybe from November, September, October. So they will tell that it is very emergent that you have to be there on the time. And then they will also send you a contract. So if you're applying for H1B, the contract is renewed every year. So 24 to 25, 25 to 26, 27 to 27. So you will also have to upload your contract, and the last and most important, your passport. You have also have to upload your passport. These are documents. I will share the format that what you have to write and what you have to send. And I think that's all. The Deepinder already mentioned what questions they asked, that who's your employer, and make sure you carry all your documents. And especially, I remember that there